The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move, boogie down. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie, boogie down, baby. Can you boogie down? The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Said hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Said hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Boogie down. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie, boogie down, baby. Can you boogie down? The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up.
The big train steam into the season finale as they head down to Alexandria one final time in the regular season. It's the Aces and the big train, the two top teams in the Cal Ripken League. They battle on their last day of the regular season. Alongside Adam Glover, I'm Eli Kleinman on the Big Train Baseball Network. Both teams have clinched the top spot in their respective division. Both teams have guaranteed themselves a first-round bye and will begin semifinal series on Sunday. But first, they meet for one final time. It has been a series dominated by the Aces all summer long. 3-1, the record for Alexandria. They have won 9 of the last 10. So let's give you the Big Train starting lineup. As Sal Colangelo, the manager for the Big Train, provides. It's 22-13 the record. Dixon Williams leads things off. Dean Twigo bats second and plays first base. Teddy Ruffner hits third. the newest member of Youngstown State. Jack Guerrero bats cleanup. He's the designated hitter, and Connor Rasmussen bats fifth. Zeb Ruddle hits sixth. Casey Bishop hits seventh. Jason Schiavone in the eighth spot, and John Long rounds things out. He bats ninth. And on the mound for Alexandria is Cade Madison, Mississippi Gulf Coast Junior College product, making his fifth start of the summer, a 5.19 ERA for the right-hander. Well, this is a 7-inning game in the regular season finale, and we are just about ready to get it started. Quickly, we'll give you the Alexandria defense from left to right in the outfield. Signs in left, Taylor in center, Wade in right. Esquivel at third, Grego at short, Zaida at second, and Austin Fort, the powerful left-handed bat, at first. It is Ty Mancha, teammates at college with Madison, is behind the plate, and we're ready to go from Frank Mann Field in Alexandria.
Yeah, a chance for the big train right before the start of the playoffs to get one final tune-up. They're going to get some guys in who usually don't start, and just to kind of get those final reps before the start of the playoffs.
So Dixon Williams leads things off. The left-handed bat stands in, and a swing and a miss on the first pitch. Down, no balls and a strike. The hottest hitter on the big train in the month of July, hitting over 400 since the calendar turned 0-1. And he swings and foul tips a fastball into the glove of Mancha behind the plate. Down 0-2. Guy expected to make an impact at ECU in his sophomore season. 0-2 was swing and a miss at the fastball. He strikes out on 3 pitches, and that's how this game gets started.
Yeah, Madison's got a good 3-pitch mix, and we've seen the fastball a lot from him in this year, and we see it right there against Dixon Williams, using it 3 times. It also has that change and a good curveball as well to go with it.
So the lefty Dean Twigo at the plate, and he watches the first pitch. It's a fastball just off the outside corner, a ball and no strikes. A breezy day in Alexandria. The sun peers out from behind the clouds, 1-0. And the slider catches the outside corner, called a strike. It's even at 1-1. Twigo plays first base again today. 1-1, and he swings and pops one foul behind the plate. Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. A natural outfielder, but with some of the lack of depth at first base, he has been asked to fill in, and he has done an admirable job for the big train this summer. 1-2. Takes a fastball well upstairs. Mancha leaps out of his squat behind the plate, and it hits off his glove and goes straight to the backstop. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Twigo's the guy that's really been heating up at the plate. That average now up to 282, which not too long ago, that was down in the 230s.
2-2 pitch. Twigo hits a shot on the ground to short. It's a one-hopper to the shortstop. Grego, he fields with the backhand, slings it to first in time, 2 away. So it brings up Teddy Ruffner with 2 down and nobody aboard. Madison has worked quickly through the top of this big train lineup. The righty peers over his glove, winds and deals. And Ruffner takes a fastball called a strike on the outside corner, down 0-1. Big Train playing their first regular season finale on the road since 2019. 0-1, a swing and a miss from Ruffner, down 0-2. Madison ready to rock. 0-2 pitch and a high fastball that Ruffner lays off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Madison working quickly. 1-2 pitch. Ruffner swings and rolls a curveball to the left side. The third baseman Esquivel fields as he moves to his left, sets his feet and throws to first in time. The inning ends. A 1-2-3 inning, and the Aces come to bat in the bottom of the first. No score.
is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey, hey baby.
Bottom of the first from Frankman Field in Alexandria, Virginia, and the Aces come to bat in a scoreless ball game, 30-5. Their record. Chris Bursett is the manager. Here's the lineup for the Aces. Tim Nicholson leads things off, the designated hitter from George Washington. Zach Zaida bats second. Corey Taylor hits third. Matt Austin fourth, the cleanup hitter in the hunt for the Triple Crown, is fourth. Alex Wade hits fifth, and Dylan Grego bats sixth. Evan Sines hits seven. It's Chris Esquivel who hits eighth, and Ty Mancha, the catcher, bats ninth. Long, Ruddle, and Ruffner across the outfield from left to right for the big train. Williams at third, Rasmussen at short. It is Bishop at second, Twigo at first, and Schiavone behind the plate as Patrick Galley gets ready to work from the mound. And the first pitch to Nicholson in the bottom of the first is a called strike with a fastball right at the knees, 0-1. Galley, the Ole Miss right-hander, works the overhead windup, and the 0-1 pitch is popped up and foul down the first base line and over the seats and out of play, 0-2 the count. As Nicholson, the righty, stands ready at the plate. 0-2 pitch, and the slider skips in the dirt. Schiavone able to eat it with his chest protector on the block. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Nicholson, the league leader in runs scored, has been a staple at the top of this Alexandria lineup since day one of the summer. 1-2, and the fastball skips in the dirt as well. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Galley making his first appearance in 6 days on the mound. Gave up 7 runs in 3 innings against the Giants at home in his last outing. 2-2. Nicholson rolls one up the middle. Behind second base, the shortstop Rasmussen fields. Sets his feet and throws to first in time for out number 1. And with 1 away, it brings Zach Zaida to the plate.
That's a really good play from Rasmussen, a guy who has been primarily the shortstop since he's been here, and he continues to show why. That one having to range behind the second base bag and make a good throw to retire the speedy Nicholson.
First pitch to the righty, Zaida, and he takes a fastball just off the outside corner. A ball and no strikes. See, Ray sets in the box. Holds the bat out in front of his shoulder, 1-0. And takes another fastball down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Guy red hot as of late, 4 for 9 in his last 2 games. 2-0. Zaida hits a high fly ball to right field. Ruffner, the right fielder, drifts back and now takes a few steps in to make the catch for out number 2. And quickly 2 retired in the bottom of the first. No score between the big train and Alexandria. And it brings Corey Taylor to the plate. Tall right-handed bat with an open stance. First pitch from Galley, and he pops it up behind the plate. No look from Schiavone. It's well out of play. No balls and a strike. Galley ready on an 0-1, and Taylor takes a fastball outside, a ball and a strike. Has struggled over his last 3 games, 0 for 10, but still hitting well above 320. And his 5 home runs is tied for second in the league. 1-1. Taylor lines one back off the screen. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Galley, his most impressive outing came here against the Aces all the way back on June 15th, but since then hasn't really pitched to that same level, especially the last 2 times out there. Like you mentioned, against the Giants, 7 earned runs.
1-2 pitch, and the slider skips in the dirt. In the other batter's box is Taylor, the right-hander, watches it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Galley nods on the mound. He's ready to deal. And the 2-2. Slider spins its way outside. The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And this is where Galley's struggles have really come in, has been with the walks. 14 walks allowed in his last 4 outings,
including 3 against the Giants 6 nights ago. 3-2 pitch. Taylor hits a fly ball in the air to shallow center. Ruddle, the center fielder, works his way in, and he makes the catch on the move to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Aces, just like the big train. The pitcher's in control through 1. We head to the second. No score.
Boogie, boogie, boogie down, baby. Can you boogie down? The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner, no. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up.
Top of the second, no score between the Aces and the big train from Alexandria. Jack Guerrero to the plate, and he takes a first pitch strike with the fastball at the knees from Cade Madison, back out for his second inning of work. 0-1 the count. And here's the 0-1. And Guerrero watches another fastball, this one just off the outside corner. It's a ball and a strike. Guerrero has lifted his average to 300 with a really strong July as the 1-1 changeup drops below the knees. 2 balls and a strike. At the end of June was hitting .238, but he has been the second best hitter among big train players in the month of July, as the 2-1 is well upstairs with a fastball. 3 balls and a strike. Madison stares in. The 3-1. And Guerrero takes outside ball 4. The first base runner of the game comes on a leadoff walk to begin the top of the second.
and that's big for the big train because since this is a 7-inning game, I mean, we saw it at home, that doubleheader. You got to get base runners on and score runs early. You don't have time to do that later on.
So Connor Rasmussen steps up. Another guy who has lifted his average as of late. First pitch to the lefty shortstop is a fastball outside, a ball and no strikes. Sun once again peeks out from behind the clouds down the third baseline. Some shadows behind the outfield fence. 1-0 from Madison, and Rasmussen lines it right back off the screen. It's a ball and a strike. Rasmussen, one of the newest members of Tulane baseball. As a throw to first, and back on his feet is Jack Guerrero. Not a ton of speed at first base, but a mistake made by Madison could give Guerrero a reason to run. As he comes set on the mound and deals a 1-1. And Rasmussen takes a fastball that just misses the outside corner. A long hold from Mancha, the catcher, but he does not get the call. It's 2 balls and a strike. Tulane, a team that made the NCAA tournament this past spring after finishing their Cinderella run in the American Conference Tournament. 2-1 pitch, and Rasmussen late on the curveball and rolls it foul down the third base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out and a runner at first. The Big Train looking to strike first in the top of the second. Rasmussen twirls the bat towards the mound as he rests it above his left shoulder. A 2-2 pitch. Rasmussen line drive into left field for a base hit. Guerrero moves over to second. He holds there, and it's the first hit of the game. It's a single for Connor Rasmussen, and it's runners at first and second with nobody out for Bethesda. Zeb Ruddle to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Big Train trying to win their 7th straight regular season finale. Last loss came back in 2015 to the Aces in Bethesda. Another lefty at the plate. The first pitch, Ruddle takes a called strike on the outside corner. He's down in the count, 0-1. LSU product has moved up the lineup after a really nice last couple games. Another bat that is starting to heat up. 0-1. Slider inside. Mancha able to spear it with the glove as he reaches across his body, fires down to second, and Guerrero just dives in before the throw arrives. Guerrero hesitant to go back to the bag, and Mancha just kept staring down and eventually threw it that way, but Guerrero back just in time. It's a ball and a strike to Ruddle with 2 on and nobody out. No score, top of the second. Madison, deep breath as he comes set at the belt. A look back at second, 1-1. And Ruddle watches a fastball pinpoint on the outside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes as the throw back to the mound from the catcher. Mancha low, and it skips off the mound, but Madison able to make a nice scoop to avoid any trouble. Madison gets his sign from his college teammate. 1-2, and the curveball draws a swing and a miss from Ruddle. He strikes out for out number 1. Casey Bishop to the plate with 1 out and 2 on. The infielder from Towson stares towards the mound. And the pitch to him, he swings and pops it up behind the plate, foul off the fence that curves over the field at the very top. Provides protection for the stands and the backstop. Guerrero at second, Rasmussen at first. Bishop at the plate. 0-1. Bishop rolls one to the right side. The second baseman, Zaida Fields, flips to the shortstop, Grego, for one. He loses it on the transfer. So Rasmussen is out at second. Bishop able to reach at first on the fielder's choice, and Guerrero moves over to third with 2 away. Would have been tough to retire Bishop on a double play. Great speed for the Towson product. And Jason Schiavone comes up with 2 on and 2 out. Runners at the corners. Big Train looking for the early lead. The first pitch, Schiavone swings and misses at a fastball. No balls and a strike. In his second year with Bethesda, looking to heat the bat back up. Hitless in his last 4 games. Madison set, 0-1, and Schiavone hits a tapper off the end of the bat, but it rolls foul down the first base line, and Austin Fort, the first baseman, scoops it up in foul territory. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. As the top 2 teams in the Cal Ripken League square off, as both try and round out their regular season with a win before they get set for the league semifinals on Sunday. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss from Schiavone on the high fastball. He strikes out, and the inning comes to an end. Madison allows a couple to reach, but a pair of punch-outs gets him through the second without allowing a run. To the bottom half we go. It's no score between the Aces and the Big Train.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the buggy train till the sun comes up. Ride the buggy train, ride the buggy train, ride the buggy train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby.
It's Matt Austin Fort to the plate to begin the bottom of the second. And the left-handed hitting first baseman faces Aiden Rittenauer, the new pitcher for the Big Train. The right-hander winds and deals, and Austin Fort takes a fastball called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of changes for the Big Train today when it comes to pitching, just trying to get everybody in.
0-1, Austin Fort. It's a high pop-up down the first base line, and it hooks its way foul and out of play, down 0-2. Austin Fort, a chance at some history today. 1 RBI behind Jeffrey Hurd, but tied atop the league in average and leads the league in home runs. 0-2. Swings and rolls one down the first base line. Twygo Fields takes it to the bag himself. That's out number 1. And retires Matt Austin Fort, the dangerous hitter, who is in the Triple Crown hunt on the regular season finale.
And looking at Aiden Rittenauer, a guy who's only pitched in 2 games previous to this, so with some departures in the season from guys like Davion Hickson, and the postseason right around the corner.
As the first pitch from Alex Wade, a hot shot ground ball left side. Rasmussen Fields with the backhand up to his feet and is throwing plenty of time to get Wade for out number 2.
Another really stellar play from Rasmussen. We saw him go behind the bag in the first, now goes into the 5-hole here in the second, able to backhand it and make a really strong throw.
So 2 down and Dylan Grego to the plate. Nobody on. Rittenauer winds and deals. And Grego takes a fastball up above the letters. It's a ball and no strikes. Shortstop, 2 hits a couple days ago as he watches that fastball pour into the zone. A ball and a strike the count with 2 down. Against the Senators, Game 2 of the doubleheader had a couple doubles in 3 at-bats. 1-1. Hits a little looper down the right field line, and it drops in front of Ruffner, the right fielder, for a base hit. Grego runs straight through the bag and is aboard with a 2-out single.
Well, the outfield came in, especially John Long in left field when Grego stepped up, but kind of got under that one, and that ball hit in on the bat, so just able to loop it in. Not really great contact, but he'll take it. He gets a nice base hit.
So Evan Signs up with 2 down and a runner at first, and he attacks the first pitch and hits a high fly ball to center. Ruddled, the center fielder drifts back, and he turns in front of the warning track to make the catch and end the inning. 1 hit allowed by Rittenauer. The 2-out single from Grego left stranded. We head to the 3rd. No score between the Aces and the Big Train. Back for the top of the 3rd between the Big Train and the Aces. It's Cade Madison back out to the mound. Both divisions have been decided on the regular season finale, but these teams playing for some bragging rights. The 2 best teams in the league over the last 3 years, and potentially in about a week's time they could meet for the trilogy in the championship series. John Long to the plate, no score, top of the 3rd. And the first pitch from Madison is a high fastball that Long holds up on. It's a ball and no strikes. These teams meet for the 5th time this season as the 1-0. Long takes outside with the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. The Aces hold the season series 3-1 and have already clinched the regular season crown. 2-0 pitch. And the curveball remains a little upstairs. It's 3 balls and no strikes. As Long scrapes his cleats into the dirt, and the lefty stares towards the mound. 3-0. And it's well upstairs with a fastball, ball 4, a leadoff walk to begin the top of the 3rd, and great speed aboard for the big train with Long.
Yeah, John lost his starting spot in the outfield early on, but this is the one thing that's kept him in the lineup, or as you know, a defensive substitution, has been that speed. We've seen him come on as a pinch runner a lot, you know, put him in the outfield in the 9th inning, so he still has a lot of great value, even though the average just hasn't been there this year yet for him.
2-step lead off of first as Dixon Williams returns to the plate. The leadoff man for the big train takes a fastball that skips in the dirt. Excellent block by Mancha to keep it within arm's reach as it trickles just behind Williams in the left-handed hitting batter's box, and Long remains at first, a ball and no strikes. Both these teams will begin their quest for a title on Sunday in the league semifinal series. 1-0, swing and a miss from Williams. It's a ball and a strike. Fastball goes right by him. Big Train get a first-round bye with their first game coming Sunday. 1-1, and Williams hits a ground ball that gets through the infield and rolls into left field for a base hit. 2 on and nobody out for Bethesda as Long moves over to second, and it brings up Dean Twigo.
For a lot of these left-handed hitters recently, Eli, we've seen a lot of these guys go to the opposite field. Connor Rasmussen, Dixon Williams, Dean Twigo, which is something completely opposite to the beginning of the year when we had so many lefties pulling the ball to right field. It seems like the Big Train are changing the approach and just trying to find the outfield grass all over the field.
Well, another lefty at the plate. Dean Twigo steps up, and he takes a first pitch fastball high and away. Out of the zone, a ball and no strikes. Twigo on a 6-game hit streak. 3 of them have been multi-hit games. And his best game of the summer came 2 nights ago as the 1-0 curveball misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Hit 2 home runs in the win over the T-Bolts with 5 RBIs in what proved to be the difference in a game that clinched the Big Train the North Division crown. Long off a second, 2-0. And a swing and a miss from Twigo. Comes up empty on a fastball at the knees. It's 2 balls and a strike. Twigo rocks in the box. Madison set on the mound. A 2-1 pitch. And another swing and a miss. This fastball in the dirt. Mancha keeps it in front. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out and runners at second and first for the Big Train in a scoreless ball game. Top of the 3rd. Look back at second. 2-2. Twigo hits the curveball down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Cut off by the right fielder, Wade. Long rounds third. He's in to score. And Twigo slides into second safely with a double. And the Big Train are on the board first. It's 1-0 as Dixon Williams moves over to third.
He got a hanging breaking ball. And, I mean, you talked about Dean Twigo and how he's been heating up so much. The breaking ball is what he hit his first home run off yesterday, or excuse me, a couple of days ago at Shirley Povich Field. So he's really seeing that pitch extremely well, and he's not going to miss that. And for a 7-inning game, just what the Big Train needed, an early lead.
1-0 in the top of the 3rd, and potentially more to come with runners at second and third and nobody out for Teddy Ruffner. He waits on a first pitch. It's to the backstop, past the catcher Mancha. Here comes Williams. His head first dive gets in before Madison can meet him at the plate, and the pitcher runs into Williams, who comes up slowly. But a run does cross for the Big Train. It's 2-0 as Twygo moves over to third.
And the Big Train will take that. You know, the key thing for them this year has been taking advantage of mistakes, and wild pitches has been a big one. It's been the walks and advancing on wild pitches, so they've capitalized off a poor command all year from opposing pitchers. And in a game against the toughest team in the league record-wise, to now be up by 2 early on with your pitching doing extremely well, it's going to go a long way in the long run for the Big Train.
Big Train trying to win their second game down in Alexandria at Frank Mann Field. Neither team has won a home game in this rivalry so far this summer. The Aces have taken all 3 games up in Bethesda, and they lost the lone game so far, played down in Alexandria, and down 2-0 as the 1-0 pitch to Ruffner. He fouls it right off the mask of the catcher Mancha. It's a ball and a strike, and down 2-0 in the top of the third. A runner at third. The infield creeps in for Alexandria. Madison works from the windup. 1-1. Ruffner hits a little looper into shallow left field. Signs the left fielder, camps under it, makes the catch. Twygo tags. The throw from Signs to the plate is up the first base line. Twygo scores on his feet, and it's 3-0 Big Train on a 3-run top of the third against the league's best team.
And Mancha just, you know, that ball was to the wrong side of home plate. That one was headed more towards the dugout for the Big Train on the right side rather than towards home plate, towards the left side, towards Alexandria's dugout. And before he could catch the ball, he was already moving his glove to apply the swipe tag.
Jack Guerrero to the plate, and he swings and hits a little tapper off the end of the bat. Foul behind the plate, 0-1. It allowed Twygo to score easily. And the Big Train have put 3 runs up with only 1 out. So the tall lefty Guerrero waits on an 0-1. And he lines one into the right center field gap. It's down for a base hit as Guerrero takes a big turn at first. Wade, the right fielder, almost overruns the baseball, but he's able to get it in quickly and keep Guerrero to a single, but the line keeps moving for the Big Train. A runner at first and only 1 out for Connor Rasmussen.
That was a pitch similar to the one that Twygo got, another off-speed pitch. And again, the Big Train are seeing the ball well. And Guerrero, who you said hitting over 300 and has had a magnificent July, adds to it.
Rasmussen squares the bump, pulls it back, and takes fastball up and inside, a ball and no strikes. Rasmussen already with a hit today, an inning ago. Big Train looking to add to their 3-0 advantage. So Madison continues from the stretch. 1-0. And Rasmussen taps the slider down and foul just to the left of home plate. It's a ball and a strike. Aces in an early hole in this 7-inning game. Guerrero creeps off of first. 1-1. Rasmussen lines it right back to the screen. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Every at-bat so far this inning has been productive for the Big Train. 3 hits, a walk, and a sacrifice fly. Madison stares in, finally has the sign. 1-2. High fastball, and Rasmussen able to hold up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Couple shakes from Madison on the mound as he looks over to first to check on Guerrero. Long hold, 2-2. And Rasmussen stays alive as he fouls one back. Out of play over the seats, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rasmussen resets in the box, 2-2. And another fastball well upstairs, and the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the way they're pitching Rasmussen in this at-bat. A lot of high fastballs to Connor. Last time lined a single into left, that one more down and in. But trying to get Connor to chase, he's got a good patient eye, though, at the plate.
With 1 out and a runner at first, 3-2. Rasmussen hits a fly ball into left field, signs the left fielder on his way back, and he reaches up on the move and makes the catch for out number 2. Guerrero returns to first, and Zeb Ruddle comes to the plate with 2 down and 1 on. The Big Train up 3-0 in the top of the 3rd. Ruddle a strikeout back in the 2nd. As he stares out at Madison. First pitch, curveball, and a big swing and a miss from Ruddle. No balls and a strike. Guerrero patient over at first. Gets the sign from his third base coach. 0-1 and a swing and a miss from Ruddle. A throwback to first from the catcher Mancha, and Guerrero dives in safely. That jersey with some stains of brown. Not the first time Mancha has thrown behind Guerrero, but both times he has been able to recover and get to the base before the throw. No balls and 2 strikes to Ruddle. 2 outs. 0-2. Fastball skips in the dirt. Excellent block by Mancha behind the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The wind continues to gust. Frankman Field, the flag points towards the home plate area. 1-2 and a swing and a miss at the curveball. Ruddle chases. Madison finally gets out of the inning, but 3 hits bring home 3 runs for the Big Train, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 3-0 Bethesda.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the buggy train till the sun comes up. Ride the buggy train, ride the buggy train, ride the buggy train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner, no. 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 Boogie down, fix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down.
And we welcome you back to Frankman Field in Alexandria, Virginia. 3-0 Big Train In the bottom of the third, it's 8-9-1 due up for the Aces as Aiden Rittenauer returns to the mound. It's the first pitch from the righty, and Esquivel hits a high fly ball to deep left field. Spins John Long around. He loses it, and it falls in front of him. Esquivel at second takes a big turn at the bag and stops there, but it's a leadoff double for the Aces. Their second hit of the day on a ball that John Long could never find.
Yeah, he got turned around. He started running to left center field here at Frank-Mann Field, and there is a light pole in left center. And right when he got to that light pole, he did a full 360 and then started running back to his right, back towards the left field line, and that ball dropped in. And in addition to dropping in, he then kicked it with his foot, which allowed the ball to go even further away and allowed Esquivel to take another base.
So Esquivel stands at second with Ty Mancha at the plate. Rittenauer from the stretch, and Mancha loops one foul over the seats down the third base line. No balls and a strike. Rittenauer from the stretch stares in. 0-1. And Mancha hits a little looper into shallow left center. Long run for John Long, the left fielder, but he's able to catch up to it and make the catch for out number one.
Something else for John Long on the ball that dropped. He slipped when that happened as well originally, and on this fly ball too, he slips again. So there's something going on with the outfield grass. John Long can't find any footing with it.
It brings Tim Nicholson to the plate with one down. Last time we were here, it was the Aces left fielder that had a tough time as the first pitch fastball called a strike on the inside corner to Nicholson, 0-1. Corey Taylor had a ball hit off the top of his glove and roll away from him in left center field, and it allowed a couple big train runners to score and break the game wide open. 0-1. Fastball well upstairs to Nicholson, and he takes it for a ball and a strike.
And the ball Esquivel hit ruled a double. Easily would have been a base hit. Long never touched it. The question was, after he kicked it, would they give him an error for allowing the runner to advance?
1-1, Nicholson hits a line drive into right center. The center fielder Ruddle glides over to his right and makes the catch for out number two. And with two down, Zach Zaida to the plate. Last chance for the Aces in the bottom of the third, trailing 3-0. Rittenauer, a look back at second. First pitch home, and the fastball misses off the outside part of the plate. It's a ball and a strike, or a ball and no strikes. One out. Soft ground ball left side. The shortstop Rasmussen fields above his shoot tops. Fires to first in time for out number three, and Rittenauer works around the leadoff double. To the fourth inning we go. It's the Big Train 3 and the Aces 0.
juices in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up.
Top of the fourth, bottom third of the lineup for the big train, and Graham Carroll on the mound for Alexandria. As he stares in for the sign. Submarine right-hander on the mound deals in the fastball in the zone, called a strike against Bishop, 0-1. Carroll making his 7th appearance with a 5 ERA. 0-1. Bishop hits a slider, a little looper into center field, but Zaida, the second baseman, tracks it down in the outfield grass and makes the grab on the move for out number 1. So Jason Schiavone to the plate with 1 down. And a little bit of a different angle for these big train hitters to face the pitcher. Not full submarine like a guy like Tyler Rogers with the San Francisco Giants, where his knuckles almost scrape the ground, but certainly a low release angle as the first pitch to Schiavone. He's outside with the fastball, a ball and no strikes.
Yeah, he's never really been able to have a lot of consistency, whether it's his time pitching in college baseball or in summer ball.
1-0, and Schiavone hits a fly ball in the air to center. Taylor, the center fielder, takes a couple steps back and then jogs in to make the catch for out number 2.
However, the walks have been down for him. Last year for summer ball was pitching in the New England Collegiate Baseball League for the Valley Blue Sox, and he had 11 walks in 10 2/3 innings. This year, just 1 walk in 9 2/3 innings.
So with 2 down, John Long to the plate, and he watches a fastball that sinks away from the left-handed hitter, drift outside, a ball and no strikes. Long got the rally started in the third, a leadoff walk, and came around to score. 1-0, and he takes another fastball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The Aces, best team in the regular season, their first 30-win season in the point streaks era. It's the 2-0, a swing and a miss on a fastball, 2 balls and a strike, which dates back to the 2010 summer. 2-1, and the fastball misses outside, 3 balls and a strike. And a win today would give them the best winning percentage in the Cal Ripken League since that start of the point streaks era back in 2010. But they trail 3-0 in the top of the 4th. This 7-inning game, 3-1 to Long. And the fastball up and inside, ball 4, and Long walks for the second time. And with 2 down, it brings Dixon Williams to the plate. As a meeting on the mound ensues, Ty Mancha, the catcher, jogs out to chat with his right-hander. Carroll sets down the first 2 right-handers in the lineup, but walks the first lefty he sees and has 2 lefties back-to-back. The runner at first, Williams at the plate, and Twigo on deck. Hunches over as he stares in for the sign. First pitch, and Williams takes a fastball inside near his kneecaps. It's a ball and no strikes. A few clouds hang overhead at Frankman Field, but beautiful day for baseball. Another toasty afternoon as a throw to first, and back safely is Long. And even the throw to first for Carroll is a sidearm sling.
And not too many times you see that.
Now, usually a sidearm guy still throws over the top to first base, but not Carroll. 1-0, Williams. It's a ground ball left side. The shortstop, Grego Fields, flips to second and just gets Long in time for out number 3 and ends the inning. To the bottom of the 4th we go, halfway home in the big train, up 3-0. We welcome you back to Frank Mann Field in Alexandria, Virginia. And history was made last night for the Aces in their win over the Giants, with Chris Bursett, their manager, not present. Jen Hammond, the Aces assistant, took over and became the first woman manager in the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League history to manage a game. And what a cool moment it was for her. A win for the Aces. They cruised from the start, but a really important moment and a breakthrough moment for her, the Aces, and the entire Cal Ripken League. And she says just the support she has gotten from this team and the Aces over the last couple years, and Bursett, the manager, has been fantastic. But she says she does not want this to be a novelty as we go into the future. She wants this to be more of the norm, and a really awesome moment that the Aces got to be a part of last night. Hammond joined the Aces after the COVID summer in 2021. Actually was set to join them before COVID hit in 2020. First reached out to Coach Bursett to ask if she could shadow him for 2 to 3 weeks, and he told her no. And he told her that's not how we're going to do things. And first she thought it was rejection. Instead, he told her, if you're going to join us, you're going to join us for the summer. You're going to be a full-time assistant coach. And she accepted the offer and has been a part of now 2 regular season titles and the first playoff title for the Aces in their history. So Kevin Scully to the mound to face Corey Taylor. The bottom of the 4th, 3-0 Big Train, and Taylor attacks the first pitch and hits a high fly ball to left. Back goes the left fielder Long. He looks up, it's off the wall. Taylor around first, heads towards second. The throw from Long is a little late, and it's a leadoff double for Taylor. In the bottom of the 4th, the Aces have a runner in scoring position.
And that ball hit just below the big scoreboard in left field, right below the yellow line at the top of the wall. Looked like it was getting out of here. This is another ball that John Long couldn't play very well. That one not on him, though. That one just hit so hard over his head. But a strong throw into second. Casey Bishop just not at the bag, though.
So it brings up Matt Austin Ford, and a chance at history. The runner at second, an RBI and a base hit would put him in position to win the Triple Crown as he swings at the first pitch, hits a little looper down the left field line and foul. No balls and a strike. 1 RBI behind Jeffrey Hurd in the Triple Crown hunt, and a hit would move him back above Matt Mura for the league lead in average. Scully a look back at second. 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Austin Fort comes up empty on the high fastball, down 0-2. Since the start of the point streaks era in 2010, no one has won the Triple Crown. Austin Fort looks to be the first. 0-2. He hits a ground ball, a chopper down the first base line, but foul right past first base coach Jen Hammond.
It's just one of those things you wonder if he actually knows.
That is a great question. He has had a fantastic end of the season, hitting over 500 in his last 8 games. 0-2. Takes a fastball in the dirt. Schiavone with a block behind the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes. In that stretch has 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. And those totals have put him in contention for the Triple Crown on the final day of the regular season. Scully set at the belt. 1-2. And a swing and a miss from Austin Ford. He strikes out. There's 1 away in the bottom of the 4th with a runner at second and 1 down.
Yeah, I like Scully previously working that pitch inward, which we saw Austin Ford foul the one off towards the dugout, but then going high with a fastball there to get him to chase.
So it's Alex Wade at the plate First pitch to him, a swing and a miss at the slider. Down 0-1.
And Scully, you got to worry about that fastball, but you can see that Wade just well out in front of that slider that Scully gave to him.
0-1. Another slider, and it drops onto the outside corner. Called a strike, 0-2. Wade, the Auburn product, trying to bring home Taylor from second. It's 3-0 Big Train, bottom of the fourth. 0-2. High fastball, a swing and a miss from Wade. He strikes out, and it's back-to-back Ks for Kevin Scully, 2 down.
And very similar to the Austin Fort one. Austin Fort's were more fastballs in because he's a left-hander, but this one, the slider away, just working the corners. And as soon as you get yourself in a good position, go with that high fastball and see if you can get them to chase because you've, kind of lowered the eye level a little bit working so far in.
So Dylan Grego to the plate. Had the first of 3 hits today for the Aces so far. And the first pitch from Scully skips in the dirt, gets away from Schiavone towards the first base dugout. Over to third moves Taylor, and he's 90 feet away with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Scully stares in for the sign. 1-0. And the breaking ball misses upstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty at the plate, the righty works on the mound. A 2-0 home. And Grego rolls one right side, right at the second baseman, Bishop. He fields an easy flip to first. In time, inning over. A second leadoff double left stranded for the Aces. We're through 4 in Alexandria, and the Big Train lead 3-0.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move, boogie down.
Top of the fifth from Alexandria. It's the Big Train 3 and the Aces 0. As Dean Twigo returns to the plate for his third at-bat of the day. And he faces Graham Carroll on the mound. And the submarine righty deals a first pitch outside on the fastball, a ball and no strikes. 1-0, and Twigo takes outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. Just a 7-inning game in the regular season finale. Both these teams have locked in their postseason fate. The Aces, the winners of the South Division. The Big Train have won the North 2-0, and Twigo takes a fastball that hits at the knees. It's 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. Twigo hits a hot shot to the left side. The shortstop, Grego, issues it in at the belt, and then he pulls it out of his glove and throws to first in time for out number 1. And that took a wicked hop into the chest of the shortstop, Grego, but a nice job to make the play, and Teddy Ruffner comes to the plate.
Yeah, it took him a second to get that ball out of his glove, too. He caught it up above his belt, and, you know, a split second more, it might have been a little bit closer, but was finally able to get it out.
So Ruffner at the plate, and he watches a first pitch fastball, a hit on the inside corner, 0-1. Righty on righty battle, 0-1, and Ruffner pops up a slider down the first base line. The catcher Mancha over near the Big Train dugout, and it hits off the top of the dugout, skips off the netting above the first base side, and then right into the glove of the first baseman, Matt Austinfort. But it's a foul ball in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, the entire dugout kind of scattered. Jack Guerrero, Connor Rasmussen, Patrick Galley, they all moved to the catcher to have an opportunity at that one.
0-2. Ruffner hits a high chopper left side. The shortstop, Grego, fields on a hop, and he throws on the move to make the play for out number 2. Chopper went well above the pitcher's mound, and luckily for Grego, he was able to field it on that first hop and get the out as Jack Guerrero comes up with 2 down.
And Baltimore chops are one of the hardest plays as an infielder because you just have to wait for that ball to come down, and oftentimes you don't have enough time to kind of set your feet and throw. You have to throw on the run, or you have to throw off your back foot.
First pitch to Guerrero, and it's well inside, and he jumps out of the way as the ball zips past him into the backstop. A ball and no strikes. Guerrero, 1 for 1 today with a walk and a single.
It looks like the padding on the back of the backstop has come loose a little bit.
Bat boy for the Aces jogs over, as so does shortstop Connor Rasmussen to try and check it out. All looks to be okay. And Guerrero back at the plate. Sun just peeks over the trees down the left field line. Probably an inning away from being out of view as the 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Big Train 3, Aces nothing. Top of the 5th with 2 down.
Oh, you know what it was.
As a 2-0 is a hot shot on the ground, foul right off the netting in front of the Aces dugout.
Because the padding is loose, the ball went inside the padding. It's sitting right on the top of the padding now by the pole. Somebody behind the padding on the other side of the fence was able to stick his fingers through the fence and lift the ball all the way up.
2-1. Guerrero takes just low with the fastball. 3 balls and a strike. Now the baseball sits behind home plate. And the actual baseball in the right hand of Carroll. As he deals a 3-1, and Guerrero slices one foul down the third base line over the seats and out of play. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. About 6 sections of bleachers that go about 8 rows high near the home plate area at Frank Mann Field. 2 outs, 3-2, and Guerrero takes a called third strike. Slider catches the outside corner, and it ends the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Carroll. And we head to the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Big Train.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you move.
And there is the playoff bracket for the Cal Ripken League. You take a look at it. It's set in stone as we are halfway through the regular season finale at Frank Mann Field. The Aces have the 1 seed. They will play the lowest remaining seed. So if the Senators are able to beat the Crop Dusters, they will head to Alexandria to take on the Aces in a 3-game series. Otherwise, they will face the winner of Braves and T-Bolts, and the Big Train will get the other team for the semifinal. The semifinals begin on Sunday with first pitch at Shirley Povich Field at 7 p.m. Evan Sines leads things off for the Aces, 3-0 Big Train, bottom of the 5th, and the first pitch fastball from Scully is inside, a ball and no strikes. Scully works from the stretch with nobody aboard. 1-0. And the slider in the dirt, and Sines swings around on it. Looked like he did his best to hold up, but well too late, and he goes fishing. But catches no bait. 1-1 home. And another slider. This catches the zone at the knees, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. As Sines chats with our home plate umpire. Resets in the box as he leans back. Scully ready to deal. 1-2. Sines hits a fly ball into right center field. The center fielder Ruddle takes a couple steps to his left and camps under it for the out. 1 away. And Chris Esquivel to the plate. Led off the third with the double. Was stranded at second by Aiden Rittenauer. Scully, the third different pitcher used by the Big Train today. Galley got it started. Pitched 1 inning. Rittenauer has gone 2, and Scully works into his 2nd inning. As Esquivel takes a first pitch fastball, called a strike on the lower inside corner. 0-1. The Navy arm sleeve on his right arm. Holds the bat above his right shoulder. 0-1 pitch, and the slider drops onto the inside corner. Esquivel takes again. It's 0-2. Scully ready to work quickly. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider in the dirt. Schiavone able to pick it, and it's a strikeout for Scully, his 3rd of the day. And there's 2 down.
Yeah, that breaking ball for Scully has really worked well from him, kind of giving me flashbacks to Davion Hickson. Remember, he was fastball, curveball when he pitched here. Scully's just been fastball, slider, and it's worked extremely well against this Alexandria lineup.
Scully has all 3 strikeouts for the Big Train. He takes a deep breath on the mound, and the first pitch to Mancha, and the lefty takes a fastball down in the dirt, a ball and no strikes. 3-0 Big Train, bottom of the 5th. Lights have turned on at Frank Mann Field. The sun still shines behind the trees. 1-0. And another fastball low as Schiavone covers it with his glove down in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Mentioned Davion Hickson, part of the shutout last time the Big Train were here. Won 5-0 over the Aces. 2-0, and the fastball well upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. The only time the Aces have been shut out so far this summer. Last time they were shut out twice. It's back in 2019 in the same summer, and the Big Train shut them out both times. As the 3-0 downstairs, it's ball 4 to Mancha, and it's back to the top of the lineup for Tim Nicholson after the 2-out walk.
That's the first walk issued by Big Train pitching so far in this game, which recently, even though Bethesda has been picking up some more wins as of late and have had some closer games, they have issued a lot more walks than usual. So this is a really good sign to see here, especially working guys who don't always come in to the game that often.
It's the first pitch to Nicholson and right back into the strike zone for Scully. It's a slider that finds a zone on the inside part of the plate. Nicholson takes, no balls and a strike. Off of first leads Mancha. The catcher, 0-1. Hard fastball. Nicholson rolls it to the left side. The shortstop Rasmussen fields an underhand flip to second where Bishop covers, ends the inning. 5 scoreless for Big Train pitchers. It's 3-0 Bethesda as we head to the 6th on the Big Train Baseball Network.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move, boogie down. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Meet me in the corner alone.
New pitcher on the mound for Alexandria. It's the 3rd arm they've thrown today, and it's Will Long who takes over. No relation that we know of to John Long. But he takes over for his 6th appearance of the summer. He's gone 4 innings of work, although has not allowed a run since June 10th, or has allowed 1 run since June 10th. That was his first outing. And he gets to face Connor Rasmussen as a greeting to the ball game. It's 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Big Train, as the sun has finally dipped below the trees in left field. 3-0. Big Train lead in the top of the 6th of this 7-inning game. Rasmussen twirls the bat towards the mound, and the lefty stands in. The first pitch, fastball that hits off the top of the glove of the catcher Mancha and rolls to the backstop, a ball and no strikes. Long pins the glove against his left hip and comes set at the belt. 1-0. Fastball dips low and outside to Rasmussen. 2 balls and no strikes. The Cornell product on the mound faces the Tulane Green Wave at the plate. 2-0 pitch. And Rasmussen takes outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Long trying to do the same thing to Rasmussen here. Try to work that high and outside fastball. But Connor, like I said, his last plate appearance, good patient eye at the plate.
Ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Here it comes from Long. And Rasmussen takes low and outside for ball 4 as the ball again heads to the backstop. A leadoff walk to begin inning number 6 for the Big Train. Last time they got a leadoff walk, they scored all 3 runs, and that came back in the 3rd. Zebruddle to the plate. Another lefty greets Will Long. Big Train trying to win their 7th straight regular season finale. First pitch, Ruddle swings and misses at a fastball. No balls and a strike. Last loss, a regular season finale back in 2015. It was against Alexandria. It was actually the third straight regular season finale that the Big Train fell in. 0-1. And the fastball called a strike on the outside corner to Ruddle. 0-2.
Well, originally Wednesday's game was supposed to be the season finale, but this game was a makeup.
There have been plenty of rainouts all summer long, this one included. 0-2. Ruddle hits a little looper down the right field line. It lands in the outfield grass. Rasmussen turns around second, heads for third. The throw from the right fielder, Wade, is late. As Rasmussen slides in feet first before the throw, it's runners at the corners with nobody out. In the top of the sixth, the Big Train looking to extend their 3-0 lead.
This was a breaking ball that Zeb Ruddle, got the bat somehow on. This ball hit near the knob of the bat towards the bottom, did not barrel it up, and you could hear it that he didn't make a lot of great contact. This one just looped out into right field, very shallow too, just a little bit behind the infield dirt.
But a hit nonetheless. Runners at the corners with nobody out. First pitch to Bishop, and he slaps one the other way and foul down the first base line and out of play. No balls and a strike. Bishop did not play in either of the games against Alexandria on Tuesday. Back in Bethesda, 0-1, runner on the move. Pitch outside, throw down, Ruddle slides in safely. Here comes Rasmussen to the plate, and the shortstop, Grego, never looks home. Rasmussen scores with ease on his feet, and the Big Train make it 4-0 in the top of the sixth.
Yeah, Grego was focused on Ruddle because I think Ruddle maybe had popped off the bag ever slightly, so wanted to keep the glove on Ruddle to see if he could get the out there. And like you said, never ever looked at Rasmussen, who came in standing up.
So a ball and a strike with nobody out, and Ruddle at second. 1-1. Bishop loops one up the middle. A dive from the shortstop, Grego. It's in and out of his glove, and it trickles into shallow center field. Ruddle remains at second, and Bishop at first on the single. It's runners at first and second, and the Big Train primed for a big inning.
Grego tried to make a leaping grab behind the second base bag and went right off the edge of the glove, which is why it slowed down so much. And because it was so close to second base, Zeb Ruddle doesn't advance at all.
Good speed on the bases with Ruddle at second and Bishop at first. The first pitch to Schiavone, and he fouls it straight back off the fence behind the plate. No balls and a strike. Big Train an opportunity to break this game wide open in a series this summer that has heavily favored the road team. Neither team has won at their home ballpark. 0-1. Slider in the dirt. Mancha does a nice job to pick it as he moves to his right. It's a ball and a strike to the Big Train catcher. Will Long stares in on the mound. Grips the baseball behind his back. Set, the 1-1. And the fastball well upstairs, straight to the backstop, over the head of Schiavone. Over to third goes Ruddle. To second heads Bishop. And there's two in scoring position with nobody out. And it's 2 balls and a strike to Schiavone. The corners come in for the Aces. 4-0 Big Train, top of the sixth. Schiavone stares towards the mound. The 2-1. And he takes low and outside with a fastball. It's 3 balls and a strike.
And you have John Long on deck, who, even though he doesn't have a hit tonight, 2 walks, so another patient hitter at the plate waiting.
Long a deep breath on the mound. 3-1 home, and Schiavone takes up and in. He bends out of the way. It's ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Big Train. As Schiavone takes off the shin guard and the elbow guard as he walks down to first, straps them around his bat and hands it off to the dugout as Mancha, the catcher, chats with his pitcher Long on the mound. Will Long versus John Long. With the bases loaded and nobody out, a run already in the top of the sixth. It's 4-0 Big Train. And Adam, you mentioned it, 2 walks today for John Long. His 3rd plate appearance coming here. First pitch from Will Long on the mound, and a foul tip into the glove of Mancha. It's no balls and a strike.
That was a fastball. Long just behind it. Got to try to make that adjustment, see if you can get those arms extended out a little bit.
0-1. Fastball low and inside, and Long takes. It's a ball and a strike. As John Long taps the bat on home plate and resets it over his left shoulder with those light blue batting gloves for the North Carolina product. 1-1. Long takes a called strike on a fastball right at the letters. It's a ball and 2 strikes to the Big Train left fielder. On deck, the top of the order, and Dixon Williams. 1-2 pitch. Long takes outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Will Long stares in on the mound. Wind has died down at Frank Mann Field. The flag hangs limp beyond the center field fence. 2-2 pitch. And the slider is called. Strike 3, and down goes John Long for out number 1. And the bases remain loaded on a really nice pitch from Will Long on the mound.
That's the first time John saw that pitch in that AB. You know, you get 4 fastballs. You're thinking fastball there. You don't think he's going to give you a curveball, especially, you know, that the fastball command on 3 of them was pretty good.
So Dixon Williams to the plate with 1 down, and he takes a fastball low and outside, a ball and no strikes. The bases remain loaded with 1 out, a run already in, and the Big Train in command up 4-0 in the top of the 6th. Lefty rests the bat on the left shoulder. 1-0. Outside again with the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. No action in the Aces bullpen. A couple guys tossing a football around down the left field line.
Yeah, one of them's not even in any uniform.
Hits a hard grounder right back to the screen. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bat boy for Alexandria goes and tracks it down as he jogs past the Aces manager Chris Bursett, who stares out towards his pitcher, looking to get out of trouble. 2-1. Williams takes high with a fastball. It's 3 balls and a strike, and this is a must-have pitch for Will Long. Nowhere to put him with the bases loaded.
And for Dixon, if this pitch isn't there, just take it. You'll pick up an RBI. But if it's your pitch, see if you can swing at this one. You're up by 4.
3-1. He takes, and it's outside, ball 4. A second run comes in this inning, and the Big Train make it 5-0 on the RBI walk from Dixon Williams. And here comes the Alexandria pitching coach to talk to his right-hander.
And the thing for Long here is just that fastball command hasn't been there. So he hasn't really been able to work the off speed of the breaking ball too much. Now, he has a really good pitch, but when you have the bases loaded, you can't constantly just throw off speed pitches to a lineup like the Big Train. So this might be either to calm down the nerves a little bit, or maybe it's an observation to try to get that fastball, you know, back to its usual self.
So Dean Twigo to the plate with 1 down and the bases loaded. 5-0 Big Train. That's the score the last time they came down and played in Alexandria. They shut out the Aces and won 5-0. First pitch to Twigo, and the fastball finds the zone right at the knees, down 0-1. A 1-for-3 day for the first baseman. A double sandwiched by a couple ground outs to short. 0-1 pitch, and the fastball well low. Mancha has to flip his glove, palm towards the sky to bring it in. A ball and a strike. It's long, set at the belt. Deep breath on the mound, 1-1. The slider well outside, and Mancha slides to his left to keep it from the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Big Train looking to put up a crooked number. 3 in the third, 2 already in the top of the 6th. But certainly capable of more with the bases loaded and only 1 down. 2-1. Twigo takes well outside, 3 balls and a strike. And once again, the Big Train in a fantastic hitter's count.
Yeah, same situation here. Swing if it's your pitch. If it's not, take it.
Coming off his 2 home run game, Twigo on a 3-1, takes ball 4 upstairs. Back-to-back walks bring in back-to-back runs, and the Big Train have doubled their advantage in the top of the 6th. It's 6-0 as Chris Bursett heads out to the mound, and that will do it for his right-hander, Will Long. So Long exits. We'll take a break. 6-0. Big Train lead in the top of the 6th from Frank Manfield.
Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey, hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Boogie down. The juice in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner.
Brent Herman is the new pitcher for the Aces in the top of the 6th, making his 11th appearance out of the pen, a 3.11 ERA, and faced the Big Train on Tuesday, got the win in a 3-2 victory. Pitched the top of the 7th, did allow a run on the solo home run by Jack Guerrero, but the Aces walked it off a half inning later. It's the only run he has given up in the month of July. Or earned run, that is. Outside of that, 4 scoreless outings in terms of earned runs. As he finishes his warm-ups, the lefty on the mound. The Big Train looking to really blow the doors off the Aces in this one. As we look at the playoff standings, it's the Big Train up a game and a half. They have clinched the division. The Aces up 15 and a half games in the South Division. They have long had that division
They ran away with
clinched.
that one early.
And it's the Braves, Senators in the South who have all clinched a spot, the Crop Dusters and the T-Bolts in the North.
Tell you what, maybe the kind of wild card for those teams might be the Braves this year. I've talked a little bit about them previously, but they got some good pieces on that team. You know, they kind of underperformed to where I think a lot of people expected them to be with DC and Southern Maryland being in that division, but they could make some noise in the playoffs if they can get past that first round.
We will see tomorrow. 1 out, top of the 6th, the base is loaded. Ruffner to the plate to face the new pitcher, Herman. And the first pitch slider catches the inside corner, called to strike. 0-1. The regular season finale, the Big Train trying to take down the regular season champs. 0-1 pitch. A slider from Herman misses downstairs below the knees. It's a ball and a strike to Ruffner, who is 0 for 2 today, but does have a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd. 3 in the 3rd for the Big Train, 3 already in the top of the 6th. 1-1. Ruffner hits a pop-up right side. It gets over the Big Train dugout and out of play. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Skies have turned from a light blue to an orange and purple as the sun continues to set down the left field line. Herman ready, 1-2. Ruffner hits another pop-up right side. Austin Fort, the first baseman, gives it a look, but it's well out of play once again, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Big Train players were looking because the previous foul ball hit a car, so I think all of them were looking to see if number 2 was going to hit another one.
Schiavone at 3rd, 2nd is Williams. At first is Twigo. 1-2 pitch to Ruffner. Swing and a miss at the slider. He strikes out, and Herman gets a big second out in the inning. There's 2 away.
Yeah, but no easy task now with Guerrero up. Like you said, the 1 run, or the 1 earned run, Guerrero's solo home run.
They faced on Tuesday in the top of the 7th, and Jack Guerrero hit a solo home run to tie the game at 2. They meet again 3 days later. Lefty on lefty matchup. And the first pitch to Guerrero is a fastball well upstairs, a ball and no strikes. Guerrero taps his bat on the plate, stares towards the mound. Herman returns the favor and stares in for the sign. 1-0. Guerrero swings and takes a hearty cut, but it's a foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Mancha. It's a ball and a strike. Frank Manfield quiet with 2 outs in the top of the 6th and the bases loaded. 1-1. Swing and a miss from Guerrero, well out in front of the slider. And Herman 1 strike away from getting out of it. 1-2 the count with 2 down. Guerrero spins the bat towards the mound. He resets in the box with the open stance. 1-2. Guerrero pops it up behind the plate and foul over the press box. A ball and 2 strikes. Ty Mancha, the catcher, gives it a look, but no play could be made as he heads out to the mound to have a quick chat with his pitcher, Herman. Big Train trying to get the best of the Aces for the 2nd time this summer. In the lone meeting here at Frank Manfield earlier this summer, they won 5-0. They lead 6-0 in the top of the 6th. 1-2. Guerrero takes a called 3rd strike on the outside corner, and the inning comes to an end. Herman back-to-back strikeouts and limits the damage. The Big Train strand the bases loaded, but they score 3 runs on 2 hits and 4 walks. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Big Train 6 and the Aces nothing.
juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner, no. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up.
The big train 6 outs away from victory, and Gavin Jones takes over on the mound. A right-hander ready to work against 2, 3, and 4 in the Aces lineup. Zaida, Taylor, and Ossenfort. 4.69 ERA for the right-hander on the mound, making his 9th appearance. Faced the Aces 3 days ago and threw a scoreless inning, striking out 2. "6-0 Big Train" in the bottom of the 6th. Zach Zaida leads things off. Gavin Jones settles in on the mound as the new pitcher. And the first one home is a fastball well inside, and Zaida has to back his head out of the way. A ball and no strikes. Jones works quick, 1-0. Another fastball, same spot, well up and in, 2 balls and no strikes.
Hey, you took my line. Gavin Jones, one of the quickest moving pitchers in between pitches this year.
2-0. And again, the fastball high and inside. It's 3 balls and no strikes as he taps his cleats on the rubber and resets. 3-0. And again, the fastball misses upstairs and a little inside. It's ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Zach Zaida. Only the second walk of the game issued by Big Train pitchers, and it brings Corey Taylor to the plate.
And now here for Gavin Jones. Yeah, he works quickly, but at some point you got to kind of slow down. And, you know, you saw that every time he went up there, shook his head, same pitch, fastball, just not getting it right now.
First pitch to Taylor, and he fouls it off of the glove of Schiavone behind the plate. No balls and a strike. Since his 4-hit game against the Grays on Monday, Taylor is 0 for 10, including 0 for 6 against the Big Train in the doubleheader. 0-1, and the fastball misses downstairs, a ball and a strike, but has had a nice evening. 1 for 2 with a double back in the 4th that he hit off the left field fence. Almost a non-existent lead at first from Zaida, and the 1-1 fastball dips a little low and inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Aces still without a run in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1. Taylor wraps one past the third baseman Williams and into left field for his second hit of the day. Zaida moves over to second, and there's 2 on and nobody out for the Aces as Matt Ossenfort comes to the plate. And a nice cheer as he gets announced. Has been the leader for this Aces team at the plate. And wreaked havoc on the Big Train in Bethesda on Tuesday. Hit a pair of home runs in the doubleheader as he swings and misses at a first pitch. It's no balls and a strike.
Yeah, you talk about swinging out of your shoes. He was trying to make this a 6-3 game.
Certainly has the capability to do so. Leads the league with 8 home runs. 0-1 and a foul tip right into the glove of Schiavone, down 0-2. It has been a slow day at the plate. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. The rising freshman heads to Vanderbilt. Waits on an 0-2 and hits a high fly ball up the elevator shaft into shallow left. John Long races in, and the left fielder makes the catch for out number 1. So an 0 for 3 day for Matt Ossenfort, and Alex Wade comes to the plate with 2 on and 1 away. Lights starting to make an impact at Frank Mann Field as sunset has hit on the East Coast. First pitch to Wade, and he wraps one into deep center field. Back goes the center fielder Ruddle. On the move, he reaches out and makes the catch for out number 2. Zaida tags from second to third, but what a play in center field by Zeb Ruddle. A great jump and able to haul it in.
He had to go a long way out toward left center field, ranging to his right, but Zeb all season long, maybe the best defender this year for the Big Train. He has played in stellar center field, and sometimes it can be difficult when you go on the road to a place you have rarely played or haven't played before. Only one other game played here this year. He ran out there like he knew this field like the back of his hand.
And that was over a month ago on June 15th. Dylan Grego to the plate with runners at the corners and 2 down. And the first pitch to him is a fastball that is picture perfect at the knees, 0-1. At first is Taylor. And the 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, down 0-2. At third is Aida. 6-0 Big Train, bottom of the 6th. As the football being tossed around in the bullpen sneaks its way down the line, almost takes a tumble onto the field. Now we're ready. 0-2. Ground ball to the left side. The shortstop Rasmussen fields a tricky hop. Underhand flip to second in time to get Taylor. Inning over. Another 6-4 ground out ends the threat. And we head to the 7th. The Big Train 6, the Aces 0 on the Big Train Baseball Network.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move, boogie down. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner alone.
New pitcher on the mound for the Aces is Tucker Narkinski, a 2.25 ERA in 9 games. The Tallahassee Community College product, making his 10th appearance of the summer. And Connor Rasmussen greets him. Led off the 6th inning, which turned into a 3-run inning for the Big Train. They lead 6-0 in the top of the 7th on the regular season finale. Narkinski winds and deals, and Rasmussen watches a fastball pour in at the knees, called a strike, 0-1. A 1-for-2 day for Rasmussen with a walk and has scored a run. As the lefty waits, 0-1, and the fastball skips in the dirt and takes the mask right off Ty Mancha, the catcher. It's a ball and a strike. And Mancha given a second to reset behind the plate. Big Train have outscored the Aces 11-0 at Frank Manfield so far this summer. And if these teams meet for a championship series, Game 1 will be played right here, and so would a winner-take-all Game 3. 1-1. Rasmussen takes low, another fastball that misses just below the knees. 2 balls and a strike. Wind has completely gone. Flag hangs limp in center. 2-1. Rasmussen turns on a breaking ball, rolls it to second base. Zaida eats it up and flips it over to first for out number 1. And with 1 away, it's Zeb Ruddle who steps up. As a helicopter flies overhead here in Alexandria, Virginia. Narkinski winds and deals, and he fires a slider that drops off the outside part of the plate. A ball and no strikes. Beautiful glow in left field. There's some clouds hanging. 1-0. Half swing from Ruddle, but he certainly goes around and nods his head as he steps out. It's a ball and a strike. Big Train and Aces both get a day off tomorrow before the postseason begins on Sunday in the league semifinals. 1-1. Ruddle slashes fastball the other way down the third base line and foul above the Aces dugout. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
And you know Sal Colangelo and all of them are going to be watching that Crop Dusters game because that's been one of the toughest teams they've had to face, and there's a good chance they could be arriving at Shirley Povich Field on Sunday.
1-2 to Ruddle, and the fastball well up and inside. Watch out, Ruddle has to dance out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Crop Dusters win tomorrow in the play-in game would set up a 3-game series between the top 2 teams in the North Division. And a spot in the championship series on the line. Narkinski on a 2-2. Ruddle hits a high chopper, foul down the first base side and over towards the Big Train dugout. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. Top 7, 6-0 Big Train. Narkinski gets the sign. Peers over his glove, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ruddle strikes out. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, that's the one area for Zeb Ruddle that he struggles with is that high and outside pitch. We've seen it all year, and it's smart for Narkinski to continue to work that spot because Zeb Ruddle this year just hasn't been able to make that adjustment yet to, at the very least, put that ball in play.
So it brings up Casey Bishop with 2 down and nobody on. First pitch in and a slider inside. Bishop spins out of the way. It's a ball and no strikes. Bishop singled an inning ago in the 6th. Able to reach base for the 2nd time today. Got on in his first at-bat, which was a fielder's choice. 1-0. Takes a slider. This one finds the zone at the knees. A nod of approval from Bishop. Ball and a strike. 2 down, top 7. The Big Train 3 outs away from victory. And likely Gavin Jones to try to finish things off. 1-1. Bishop lines it to deep left field. Back goes the left fielder. Signs, looks up, and it's over his head and rolls to the wall. Bishop around first, cruises into the 2nd. The throw goes to the cutoff man, Grego, and it's a 2-out double for Bishop here in the top of the 7th.
And 2 really good swings from Bishop over these last couple at bats. A guy who started with the team, hit okay, wasn't great, but wasn't bad by any means. 260, very solid line for him. Left the team for a bit, comes back, trying to find his footing again, and this is a good sign of the future for Bishop, especially that one, a double that just kept on carrying into left field.
So it brings Jason Chavoni to the plate with an RBI opportunity. Looks to get the bat heated back up. 0 for 2 day, but did walk in the 6th. First pitch to Schiavone, and a fastball is called a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Stands back in. The lone righty in the inning, Stanton's before Schiavone, stands at second with a double. 0-1, and he takes low with a fastball. It's a ball and a strike. Narkinski, set. So he lowers the glove to the belt. 1-1 home. And it's low and outside with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike to Schiavone.
I'd like to see Jason kind of snap that over. He's really struggled at the plate really in the month of July, but just to try to get a good approach here, see if he can get a line drive. And with Casey Bishop's speed, should be able to pick up an RBI.
0 for 15 over his last 5 games, looking to break out of the slump. 2-1, and the slider inside called a strike, and Schiavone disagrees with the call, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bishop at second, 6-0 Big Train in the top of the 7th. Narkinski and Mancha agree on the pitch. 2-2. Schiavone swings and misses at a slider in the dirt. He strikes out. Mancha applies the tag, and the inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Big Train 3 outs away from victory in the regular season finale. It's Gavin Jones likely back to the mound, and bottom 3 in the lineup due up for the Aces.
Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Boogie down.
Big Train 3 outs away from a win, and the new pitcher is Max Martzoff on the mound. The lefty comes in to try and close the door on the Big Train regular season. And he faces Evan Signs to lead things off. In the bottom of the 7th, Big Train up 6-0. Signs 0 for 2. Couple flyouts to Zeb Ruddle in center field. And he takes a deep breath as he steps into the box. The righty at the plate, the lefty on the mound. And the first pitch is a fastball that gets a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Martzoff with that fastball that runs away from right-handed hitters. and also has some vertical drop. 0-1, and Signs swings and fouls it off the fence behind the plate. Quickly behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Big Train looking to win their 7th straight regular season finale. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just off the inside corner, a little inside. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Schiavone held his glove for a while, but was not going to get the call changed. 1-2. That fastball again, just a little inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You can see Max smiling out on the mound. He knows that's a really close pitch in a good location, just not getting the call.
A good take from Signs. 2-2. He hits a pop-up first base side. Back goes the first baseman, Twigo, into foul territory. And he is able to make the catch for out number 1. So with 1 away, Chris Esquivel comes to the plate. Aces down to their final 2 outs. The righty bat and the San Diego native waits. First pitch a little inside, a ball and no strikes. A great battle of fantastic weather for these 2 hometowns. 1-0. And Esquivel takes downstairs with a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Martzoff from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Esquivel from San Diego, California. 2-0. And a called strike on the inside corner. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Also a little more to do in San Diego, California than there is in Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Yeah, I was focused more on the weather.
Right,
That's
right.
certainly a solid point. Is the 2-1 is called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. Not much snow or cold weather in either of those 2 spots.
Nope.
2-2. Esquivel hits a wrapper on the ground to the left side, and it hits off the glove of Rasmussen and allows Esquivel to reach. Ball just skipped off the heel of his glove at short. And runner at first with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th.
And they ruled that one a hit because Rasmussen into the 5-hole trying to charge at the same time, just right off the end of the glove. Really tough play for Connor. But, you know, as of right now, nothing to panic if you're Max. You're commanding your pitches well, and you still have a very good lead out there, needing just 2 outs.
So Ty Mancha, the lefty, at the plate with 1 down. First pitch to him is a fastball that dips below the knees, a ball and no strikes. Martzoff, an excellent ground ball pitcher with that sinking fastball, and could use it to great success. 1-0. Mancha watches a fastball catch at the knees. It's a ball and a strike. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Esquivel with a small lead off of first. 1-1. Mancha takes low again. Martzoff unable to locate the fastball that time. 2 balls and a strike. On deck, the top of the order for the Aces and Tim Nicholson. 2-1 pitch. Mancha watches a fastball as it pins on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Mancha hits a high chopper down the first base line, but it rolls foul over towards the Big Train dugout. It's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martzoff resets on the mound. Mancha settles in at the plate. 2-2. Slider. A called 3rd strike. Martzoff strikes out the catcher, and the Aces down to their final out.
Yeah, first time Mancha saw the breaking ball, and it breaks on the inside part of the plate, which is really difficult to do if you're a left-handed pitcher going up against a left-handed hitter.
So Nicholson the final chance, and he fouls the first pitch off of Schiavone, the catcher. No balls and a strike. With a runner at first and 2 down, 6-0 Big Train in the bottom of the 7th. And we wind down the regular season finale here in Alexandria. 0-1. Ground ball to the left side. The shortstop, Rasmussen Fields, flips to second in time, and that's going to do it. The Big Train pick up their 6th shutout of the summer to round out the regular season, and they shut out the Aces for the 2nd time at Frank Mann Field. Tonight, the final, the Big Train 6 and the Aces nothing.
Yeah, really, really good performance from pretty much everybody. You know, there wasn't one guy who really stood out. It was a good combination of everything, and give credit to the pitching staff. Again, another really good performance heading into the playoffs.
Well, it was 1 inning from Galley, 2 innings from Rittenauer, 2 innings from Scully, 1 innings from Gavin Jones, and 1 inning from Max Martzoff to close things out. 3 runs in the 3rd for the Big Train, 3 runs in the 6th. Got the job done, and these teams could very likely see each other in just a few days' time for the championship series, a 3rd year running. Final line score for the Big Train, 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and for the Aces, it's no runs on 5 hits, no errors between the two teams. Well, Adam, for the final time in the regular season, it's your time. Who is our Roll-A-Bump Limited player of the game?
I'm going to go another interesting one here as Connor Rasmussen comes over. You're going to have to do this for him. We'll explain that. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to Kevin Scully, a guy who had really good command of the slider today. Again, there wasn't one guy who really stood out, one guy who had a big home run, or a guy who, you know, pitched 7 shutout innings. With everybody kind of rotating through, got to give credit to Kevin, who went through a really tough part of the lineup and struck out 3 in 2 innings of work.
3 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed, and he threw 2 scoreless innings. Well, that does it for the regular season here on the Big Train Baseball Network. But don't worry, if you're looking for more baseball, you'll have to wait a day. But we will be back on Sunday. The start of the postseason, the Big Train get the semifinal underway from Shirley Povich Field. It will either be the Crop Dusters or the winner of the play-in game between the Braves and the T-Bolts. Until then, we say so long from Frank Mann Field in Alexandria.